Hey yo, welcome to B-Boy Tech Report. On this episode of B-Boy Tech Report, we are going to talk about another great IK product, IK Multimedia that is, and this is IK Multimedia Irig Pro Duo. Here's the box for that, Irig Pro Duo. Now what's the Irig Pro Duo? Well, it's a few things. It's a mobile audio and MIDI interface. Great things come in small packages, and that is what this is. Small package, very portable. As you can see here, this is it. I mean, it's obviously bigger than the palm of my hand, but it still fits in one hand, and it does a lot for something that just fits in one hand. It has two audio inputs right on the front there, that's 1 and 2. It has phantom power, so you can plug a studio quality mic up to it. It also is a MIDI interface, which are these cables that I have connected here. I'll pull those off so you can see. See that? So it has a MIDI in and out with these special cables, so you can actually use it as a MIDI controller interface, or just a MIDI interface, so that you can connect MIDI equipment up to it and pass MIDI through into it and out of it. It has a power connection right here, and it also runs on batteries, so you can run it on 2 AA batteries right on the back, easy to get to, like so. And it connects to your computer, your iOS device, and your Android. And it's worth saying too, while it has these two connections here for the audio, 1 and 2, it has gain knob on the front for each one of them, and it also has the LED indicator lights. They light up green and blue, and it's multicolored LED indicator lights, so you can really see what's going on and monitor your levels. Alright, so these connections on the front are not only mic and line inputs, but they're XLR connections too, so it's kind of a multi-connection, which are pretty standard nowadays, but it's nice to have something like that on a small device like this. So going around the device, you have your MIDI in and out on the back, you have your connection, your special Irig connector, which is typical on all the Irig devices. So I'm gonna connect this here. This is the lightning cable. It also comes with, these are the 2 MIDI cables for that thing. There's USB, and there's also the connector that you would use for your Android. So it comes with a gang of connectivity, or cables for connections, right? Just hold this up so you can kind of see what's going on. Like I said, it has the indicator lights, the 2 inputs, but if you turn it on the other side, it has outputs. Get that up close for you. Yeah, left and right outputs. And it has the volume, so you can actually control the volume of the outputs. And you can either turn that on or off. So it actually has a switch, even though it has, actually that's for the 48 power, 48 volt phantom power. That's the switch, right? So you turn it on the other side, and what you have is the direct monitor. You can turn that on and off as well. Little switch right there to turn off the direct monitor. And it has a volume for that as well. And that's where you plug in your headphones or whatever you're gonna use to monitor the source. And what's it weigh? Let's get into the specs a little bit. It doesn't weigh all of anything. I'd be surprised to see that it even weighs a pound. Let me go to the specs here. Yep, it's just about a pound. Not even a pound. It's 7 ounces, about 7 ounces. So that's pretty far from a pound. It's a little over half a pound. So like I said, what's included in the package is the Irig Pro Duo Universal Dual Channel Audio MIDI interface, Lightning to Mini DIN connection cable, the micro USB OTG to micro USB connection cable, and the USB connection cable. It comes with 2 AA batteries, that's what it uses. It also comes with the MIDI jacks. And the size, I mean, it's about 3 inches by 5 inches, so it's about 5 inches tall. Let's give this a size comparison. This is an iPhone 6. It's an iPhone 6S, not the Plus, but the 6S, and so it's just about as tall as that. Not quite as tall. There's about a ½ an inch space, if I can show you that good enough there. But it's much thicker, right? But still very portable. And so I would say this is a winner, and this is something that I've been waiting on. For one reason is because most people probably don't know, especially because I'm a part of the musician community and beat makers community, so I don't really think about all the other people that do multimedia that might use these things. But I know that podcasters can use this pretty well. Run and gun field interviewer, reporter types can use this because they can, you know, turn it into a recorder with the mic and all of that stuff. But I mean, you can just about do anything. I could imagine taking this to a DJ's house and you know, getting some cuts on a particular beat, run it into my iOS device, or any number of musicians that I know. The quality is just that good where you can run cables right into there and get a good quality recording on your laptop or your iOS device. This is pretty much a lifesaver. It's like a Swiss Army knife of an audio interface. Very small, very compact, and very useful. So I would recommend it. The sound quality is pretty darn good. So I find it hard to believe that you would find anything as good as this in the price range. Now the build, well, it's not metal. It is plastic, and it's got that nice pretty plastic on the front there, right? But I mean, it is plastic. I wouldn't expect that you can kick this thing around. You probably should not be doing that to any of your gear, but this particular piece probably wouldn't stand up to too much of a beating. But that said, it's still pretty well constructed. It's just, you know, it's made of plastic and not metal. If there was one thing I could change, I would change that. So it goes for $199. This is the, like I said, the Irig Pro Duo. And one more thing about this, like I said, this is something I've been waiting on because what I use is, where is it here? The Irig HD a lot. As you can see, it has an audio cable connected. What I'll do is I'll plug the Irig HD into my MPC or whatever the device that I'm trying to record audio into, and that's for simple videos on my iOS device or Instagram videos and audio. So a lot of times beat makers tend to just kind of turn the music up and use the camera on their phone to get that 15-second insta beat video going, but then you got the room and you don't really hear all the nuances that we as beat makers have taken all that time to put that dope stuff in the beat so that you can hear it. So you can't really hear it when it's just out in the room and using that kind of subpar mic that comes on the iOS device. It's not for that sort of thing. It's basically a phone mic, and that's really not adequate for hearing the nuances of a musical composition. So what I typically use is the Irig HD, although it's mono, and I'll record video and let that be the source so that I get a direct audio into my video. 15 seconds of B-Boy Tech Beats bliss, right? For anybody, I've put a lot of people up on that thing, and part of the problem is that it's not stereo. Now, this has 2 connectors on it, but it's not stereo, but still it has 2 on it. 2 connections. So you can kind of, you know, get your stereo on by putting 1 and 1 and 1 and 2 and, you know, match the gain. And you can kind of get a more stereo type of feel. But even if not, I mean, this kind of thing is, say you had a, I don't know, a mono synth and a guitar that you wanted to record at the same time. Well, you could. You just plug the guitar in 1 and the mono synth in 2 and start recording on your iOS device or whatever it is. It's great. There's a lot of capability here, and so I'd recommend it. And this is, like I said, IK Multimedia's Irig Pro Duo. Check it out when you get a chance. Give you a close-up of that. There it is. Like I said, it's $199 and it's out now. If I didn't mention, the frequency response is 2 Hz to 21 kilohertz. And noise, the input noise is 104 dB to 102 dB max. And so it's just a good device. It's got great resolution, 24-bit, sample rate is 44.1 kilohertz and also 48 kilohertz. It's bus powered, but you can also plug it into a 9-volt DC power connection, a power supply, and get it going that way. You get your metering with your multicolor LEDs. It's very small and compact, and you can take this just about anywhere with you and do your thing. So like I said, Irig Pro Duo. This is bboytechreport. Do me a favor, subscribe if you like what you see and what you hear, and I'll be back with more. Peace.